Here I am in Bostic, North Carolina at the Bostic Lincoln Center. This is the museum. It's an old train station, depot. It's where they have all the artifacts and information about Abraham Lincoln being born here in North Carolina. This is where all the finds from the home site we found are going to go. We're here to meet them today, to have a talk, interview them, see what all they have, finish up our video, and then we're going back to the site to do some more metal detecting. So come along. Here is the entrance to the Bostic Lincoln Center. We're still waiting for them to open up. They're supposed to meet us here about 10. Here's the birth story. You can see that. Telling that Abraham Lincoln was born on Puzzle Creek near Bostic. And his father was Abraham Inlow, a farmer who employed Lincoln's mother. So this is an old train depot they've turned into a museum. I've never been in there, so we're gonna have to have a look around. Some old trains down there. Neat little town.
Old iron pot leg, baker's cabinet pen.
Oh, it's just Lincoln pennies.
Oh, is it? Metal fragments.
So somebody's tried this before, but
There's
I guess
the graphite. Yeah, years ago, and that was before I was involved here.
Yeah, that's kind of like the big chunk I found, and I don't know. We'll have to figure out what they were doing with that graphite.
I found a lot of this. That's a mystery. I'm curious why that would be.
Welcome to the Bostic Lincoln Center. We're a small museum located in the foothills of North Carolina, and we have a very interesting story. This area here, as I said, the foothills, what we call it before the real mountains start, back in the 1700s was the frontier, and people pretty much stopped. This was one of the last settlements. So our story here, that has a lot to do with our story, that we believe that President Abraham Lincoln was born here, actually in Rutherford County. There was a wealthy, for his time, wealthy planter named Abraham Inlow. He took in a child who was left here with her mother, Lucy Hanks, came here and with her two children, Amanda and Nancy. They had nowhere to go. They split these two girls up. One family took Amanda, one took, the Inlow family took Nancy. The mother found work as a spinner. She would weave for people. She was raised almost like one of the children. They were very good to her. She was what we would call now an indentured servant, but it was told that she learned to read and write. They treated her very kindly. She was like sisters with the other girls in the family. He had a large family. For his time, he was a very wealthy person. He owned a lot of land. He bought up a lot of farms and land here, but his main residence was just a few miles up the road here at the site that we have of where his cabin was. There's nothing left now but the stones from the English basement. Of course, it was logs, so those have rotted and gone many years ago. But we do believe that as at the time she became pregnant when she was in her late teens. And our premise is the fact that we believe that Abraham Inlow was the father. Now, we cannot prove this. It's not proven. It would only be proven by DNA. And as we have people who come here to the museum, we get them to sign a register that we send into the Department of Defense in Washington. We've been doing this for years, that hopefully one day they will match Lincoln's DNA with the Inlow family and with other possible fathers. There were always rumors about Lincoln's father. It was just never proven that Tom Lincoln was the actual father. So that is our story. It is just a few miles up the road here on a little creek called Puzzle Creek. But it was at the time, it was a very big, it was not a grand plantation like we see in the Low Country or you see in Georgia, those types. It was an early large log cabin that was, at the time, as I said, he was a very wealthy man. So that's our premise here, that child, Abe, was born not around 1804, 1805. We have records from a church here where he was put on the rolls, where Nancy went to church here at Concord Baptist Church. Took him there and showed her friends little Abe. And the resemblance that we have of the Enlow family in later years after the age of photography is amazing to me. That they resemble Lincoln so much. They would have been his, especially the boys in the family, they would have been his stepbrothers. So that's our story. It's a very interesting one. We just ask you to keep an open mind, and it's fascinating, and there's a lot of things written about this that you can research and do yourself. And thank you for your interest.
Well, we are in Bostic, North Carolina, at the supposed home site of Abraham Lincoln. Apparently his mother was here and got pregnant and was sent away. And there's an organization that's trying to certify all this with DNA and whatnot. And they've asked us to come and hunt the site. Well, my first target here at the Abraham Lincoln site is looks to be a little buckle.
Almost looks like a kepi buckle.
Let's have Nick look at it. Clean it up a little bit.
Oh, that's a kepi buckle.
Yeah?
Looks like one. Could be something similar though. Yeah. Good
Put it here where we can see it.
Oops.
Oh, yeah. Good deal. All right. Onward. Target here. Down in the bottom of this cellar hole. There it is. It's an old piece of iron off of something. Looks like maybe an old pot. Pot handle or a cauldron. I don't know. I've got another target here down in this cellar. As you can see, we don't have a lot of cellars like this. Uh-oh. I got a Lincoln penny. A penny at the Abraham Lincoln birth site in North Carolina. I bet somebody probably threw that in here as a memorial. It is a memorial penny as well, but we're going to keep digging. Nick's found 2 buttons so far. I've got a little small brass buckle off of a hat or breeches button, a piece of a kettle, and some other stuff. So I'm going to keep going. And believe it or not, another penny. Well, I'm going to give you a little 360 of this cellar hole I'm in. Probably a good 5 foot deep. Again, this is the home site they believe was Abraham Lincoln in Bostic, North Carolina, Rutherford County. Yeah, a lot of nice old rock work. You don't see these cellars like this much in North Carolina, in the west anyway. I see them a lot up north in New England. So this thing's, I'd say probably 1700s when it originated. It's up on the top of a big hill. So, well, got another target. The foundation that's up there in the cellar, like a big chunk of lead, maybe. Got some lines on it. A little hole there. We'll have to clean it up. Just dug up this really old handmade horseshoe part of one right down below the home site. We've got a couple nails in it. Good deal. Well, just pulled this old spike out. It's really old. Good find. Like I said, all this will go to the museum here in Bostic. Another little neat find here. It's a hook. I don't know if it's a piece of chain or who knows. We'll have to clean it up and see. Another old nail, looks like a rosehead nail, probably used in a door. You see they nailed it through, then bent it down the other side to hold some wood together. So, another find just dug up. It's like an old plow blade. We're digging everything. That's a pretty good signal here. So many roots and rocks. Getting closer. Deep, so that's a good sign. Oh, mercy, mercy. What we got here? You see it right here? Right here? Ooh. I don't want to say it's a big button. Yeah, how about that? Big dandy button. See the back where the shank was here. Don't mess with it too much. I'll clean her up and have a look in a little bit. There it is. Shotgun shell. Imagine that. Pooey. Well, just dug another part of an old horseshoe. Nick's down there. We're working our way up to the site. Some little flat areas here. Pile of rocks there. Almost looks like a grave, but I doubt it. Some structure probably. Onward. There it is. Let's see what that is. I don't know what that is. A piece of, looks like a piece of copper off of something. Maybe a copper pot. We'll have to clean it up and see. It's pretty interesting. I might have a design on it, but all right, we'll take it. I've got another find here. Big chunk of iron of some sort. It's got some type of shape to it here that we may be able to identify after we clean it up. The hole you can see there. Not sure. But yeah, we'll clean it up. The foundation is right there, so I'm working my way down. Right here is where Nick and I found all the buttons the other day. So we're thinking that's the front door area. There's a couple big stone slabs there that might have been used for steps. Nick's back down in here. I don't know if he's found anything or not, but found a lot of old iron artifacts, nails, horseshoes, things of that nature. Said which all go to the museum. They were really happy with what we took to them today, buttons and whatnot. So, but all right, Nick's got a good signal here.
Hong Kong. I believe it's going to be under those roots, so I missed it. Let's see. It's always under the roots. Tough one. We got it though.
Got it out of the hole.
What we got here? Piece of brass. Cufflink. Ooh, that could be good.
Yeah.
That is a cufflink. We are not going to rub on that because it might have some initials on it.
Yeah.
So we're going to let that dry off, but I believe that's what that is.
Sweet.
All right.
We've got another find here. Not sure what it is. It's iron. It's got a chiseled point on it, but if you look at it, is somewhat bent, whether that's how it's supposed to have been, but it's right here next to the foundation. So yeah, we'll clean it up and have a look. I'm in the same area. I just dug this little piece of iron up. I don't know what it may be, but we can clean her up and have a look. It's all really deep stuff, so it's old. All right. Done over here at the Abraham Lincoln site for the day. Nick's not feeling good, so we're gonna get him home. We had some pretty decent finds so far. Nick found most of all these buttons here, little cuff buttons, some bigger buttons, dandy button, little probably a kepi or a breeches buckle of some sort, some other little brass pieces, some pieces of old pot, iron pots, railroad spikes, horseshoes, plow parts and whatnot. So we'll get them cleaned up. We'll give them to the museum so they can put them on display, and hopefully we'll get back soon and we'll find some more. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.